Hi everyone, and thanks for tuning in to my weekly video message. In light of the act of anti-Semitism and political violence that we've recently experienced as a Jewish community, and in light of the anguish and the fear and dismay and helplessness that I know many of us are feeling about them, I've been thinking a lot about what it looks like for us to navigate anti-Semitism together. How can we navigate this moment spiritually, with strength, courage, and open hearts? How can we deepen our understanding of the dynamics of this moment and of anti-Semitism more broadly? What might it look like to move forward? These are questions that I think are so deeply important for us as Jews and for the Jewish community as a whole to really engage with, because it will help us move through this time with strength, help us feel grounded in knowledge, and can really help us take thoughtful action in response to what's happening. Now, last week, I spoke about the spiritual question, about the spiritual dimension. And if you haven't had a chance to look at that and would like to, I encourage you to go watch that video as well. But this week, I want to talk about deepening our understanding of anti-Semitism. Deepening our understanding is incredibly valuable. It can help us feel more grounded in what we're seeing and experiencing. It can help us engage in deeper conversations with people who we'd like to better understand our experiences. And it can help us deepen our own thinking about how we might want to respond in this moment. Now, there are, of course, many educational resources out there that we could turn to. But there are a few places that I have turned to and continue to turn to help me deepen my understanding. One of those places is Trua. Trua is an organization that's dedicated to organizing Jewish clergy to advance democracy and human rights. And this organization has come out with what I find to be a very helpful guide to understanding anti-Semitism. It succinctly and thoughtfully unpacks the history of anti-Semitism, anti-Semitic tropes, varieties of anti-Semitism in the contemporary United States, and questions related to anti-Semitism and criticism of Israel. It's a brief guide, so on the one hand, it's a great place to start, and on the other hand, it's not intended to be comprehensive. It's truly a wonderful starting point, though. You can find this guide linked in the Wednesday email, or you can visit trua.org/antisemitism. In addition, the executive director of Trua, Rabbi Jill Jacobs, has also put out a resource I find helpful called Criticism of Israel and Antisemitism: How to Tell Where One Ends and the Other Begins. It is also linked in the Wednesday email as well, and it can be found on the Trua website, truah.org. Another place I look is an organization called the Nexus Project. Their focus is on how we can combat anti-Semitism, protect democracy, protect free speech, and foster unity against all forms of hate and discrimination. They have a number of very helpful written pieces on their website, including about Israel, Zionism, and anti-Semitism, on fighting anti-Semitism while upholding democracy, and on how universities can thoughtfully combat anti-Semitism. Their website is also linked in the Wednesday email, and you can find them as well at nexusproject.org. As I said in my last video, I truly welcome your responses. Whether you'd like to send me any educational resources that you have found helpful, or maybe you'd like to express a different perspective from what I've shared, or maybe you'd like to share something that you learned from any of the resources that I sent out, I'd really be delighted to hear from you. You can reach me, as always, at rabbi@bethtorah.org. I look forward to hearing what's on your heart and your mind.